Hello and welcome to How to Pixelmon! Today we're going to be going over some of the other fire starters we haven't seen yet, and that'll be Charizard and Typhlosion, as you can see right here. Of course we got the shinies, we got the nice pink little Typhlosion looking there, and of course, the jet black Charizard. Tasty. But yes, we're gonna go over these two now. We have two fire types here, obviously. Charizard is both fire and flying, but the thing is, they both have the exact same stats. Well, the same base stats. They both have very good special attack and very good speed, but their other stats are kind of medium. So, all around decent Pokemon, of course. I mean, you guys have probably used at least one of them before and realized how good they are. You can even dance if you just saw that. Anyway, so what stats you're going to want to look for, of course, yes, the special attack and speed on both of them. I mean, it seems a little redundant to put them both up here, because you want the same thing on them, but, of course, that, and then when you're looking for a nature, anything that takes away from the attack, defense, or special defense. More so from the defense or special defense, because sometimes you can have attack moves on these guys, so let's look into the moves you can get on them. Well, there's a lot of moves, but there's not a lot of good moves for special attack that they can learn. Thing about these guys is they can learn a ton of physical attacks, not a ton of special attacks. So here's like probably about the best special attack moveset I could come up with for Charizard, because there's not a lot of possibility. Flamethrower, of course, is going to be your core ability. This will be your really good fire damage with good accuracy. If you need a little more damage than that, you can always go for Fire Blast. Then you can also have Focus Blast, which I think is a great call for him, and Solar Beam. Solar Beam I usually don't like because it takes 2 turns, but considering people usually throw out a ground, rock, or water Pokemon against your Charizard, well, it can be really good, especially if you expect them to switch, then you hit Solar Beam, and then in the next turn you're already coming back with that second turn of Solar Beam, so it'll hit them. So it can be really good for tricking people. But either way, it's a good little mix-up to have. Now, let's look at Typhlosion, and it's pretty close to the same moveset. We got the Focus Blast, Solar Beam, Flamethrower, and Eruption. Now, Eruption does more damage depending on the user's HP. So if you use this in the right time, then it'll do a lot of damage. But other than that, you're going to be wanting to use Flamethrower. So this one, right at the beginning, when you're full health, Eruption, then it's going to do the most damage. I think it peaks out at 150 damage, with of course no cooldown and 100 accuracy, so that's really good. If you can get this guy's speed up and high, that is a very nice thing to have. So looking at the items we'd want on these guys, of course, a metronome would not be bad on a Charizard or a Typhlosion because, well, they'll probably be using a lot of Flamethrower, so they might be using that a lot in a row. You could also go with Choice Specs, and that'll increase the damage of that Flamethrower a little faster than the metronome might. Not as much long term though. Either way, either of those could be a good decision. I probably wouldn't put a defensive item on these guys. They have a little bit of health to them, but they're not tanky by any means. Now on the Typhlosion, pretty much on either of them you could put a Choice Scarf, because their speed, well, they're pretty fast, but they're not like super fast, so really fast Pokemon will outspeed them. But if you have a Choice Scarf, that'll be a really good balance between the speed and attack on them. So you should outspeed just about everything unless your opponent has a Choice Scarf, but you'll still have plenty of damage. And this Charizard just likes dancing. Look at him. Yeah, okay. He looked like he got a little dizzy there. Anyway, so yeah, Choice Scarf would definitely be a good thing to have on either of these guys. Now, other moves you could put on them, because, you know, maybe you don't want Solar Beam. If you do want Solar Beam, though, you could go for this. Swagger. So, this, of course, will confuse the target. Now, if you need to use a Solar Beam, say on a water Pokemon, use Swagger first, and then see if you can rely on the confusion. While they're confused, you have a better chance of getting that Solar Beam through without being hit by a Hydro Pump or something. So you can always go for that, of course. Or you could just go for a straight, I want an Earthquake, and then do that. And of course also on Charizard, you can give him a flying move if you want. Of course, it's a little strange you have a flying Pokemon with no flying move, but the thing is, you can't learn really any special attack flying moves, so it's hardly worth it. But if you would like to, say, replace the Fire Blast for Aerial Ace just to have that flying move with the stab, it's not bad. He doesn't have terrible attack power. In fact, with all the attack-based moves and TMs he can learn, it's definitely worth it to look into building a Charizard for physical attack. Now, to emphasize that physical attack, of course you would like to train him in physical attack, and maybe a nature that takes away the special attack would be fine. But you're going to want to give him a choice band so he can compete with a higher attack Pokemon. Now, here's some moves you can get later on. I think it's at 77 where you learn Flare Blitz, which is the best physical fire move you can get. You can also learn Dragon Claw, Shadow Claw, Aerial Ace, Fly, Earthquake, all kinds of different moves. There's a very extensive list. You can look in the links below to see what physical moves Charizards and Typhlosions can learn, because they can learn a really solid choice, a little big variety of move sets when you go into physical. However, the stats are more built for special, so you're really going to have to do some training and rely on that choice band. But either way, it's definitely a good way to go. And I personally, I'm not entirely sure if I would use either of these Pokemon, but you know, if you do get a shiny Charizard, you're using it. Just simple as that, you're using it. Now, either way, hopefully, if Charizard or Typhlosion are some of your guys' favorite Pokemon, you learned how to maybe use them a little more effectively now. If you have liked this video, make sure to leave a like, and let me know what other Pokemon I should do in this series. We got a lot more left to go. I know it's slowed down a little bit, but it will always continue, and then another update will come out, and then more. So, just keep letting me know what you think, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!